Be ahead of the trend, girly. Hailey Penelope Scott Smith Owens posted that she has a They're making such a comeback at the moment. Really the it girl of the now. Get ahead of the trend, girly.
2 hours later.
So I have now completely removed my shooter because Hailey Penelope Scott Smith Owens posted this morning that it's out and plugging is in. Oh. Does anyone just love the smell of 16 hours of shit? Trends from as recent as 2022 are being called outdated, which is fueling the fire of what is called microtrends. With TikTok aesthetics being pumped out each and every week like a McDonald's serving fries, we're left with clean girl, mob wife, office siren, chocolate syrup hair, Hailey Bieber nails. And in the quest of becoming the most individual amongst individuals, we have found ourselves in a bit of a predicament that doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. I'd love to just sit here and say that microtrends exist because people are bored, but that wouldn't be very interesting now, would it? Microtrends exist because individuals need the collective individual acceptance and validation that comes from buying the latest crop top shit a Shein dropped, or the influencer that everybody seems to love and adore right now, but will be torn down by the same claws used to lift them up. People try their very best to emulate them until the next best thing comes along. The reason people become so obsessed with certain influencers' fashion and style is because it's their own. Those influencers aren't trying to be like anyone else but themselves. Yet everyone but themselves will do just that.
Morgan Stewart just posted this wearing checkered Vans. They're about to blow up. Everyone go get your pair and be ahead of the trend. Not gonna lie, I've been calling this for a long time. If Morgan Stewart is doing it, everyone's gonna start doing it. So go get them right now.
Elder emos would like a word. Millennial scene kids are taking the mic. 2014 Tumblr grunge kids have joined the chat. Literally everyone is calling in. I don't give a damn who Morgan Stewart is. I am sure she is a very wonderful person. But why exactly do we care what an influencer is wearing on a Thursday night? Let alone anyone for that matter. Not only does this show just how out of touch the original poster is, because these shoes have been an integral part of various subcultures and just the general person's life. They are some of the cheapest shoes out there on the market that are somewhat cute. But if you have to solely rely on an influencer that you found yesterday in order to shape your entire identity, then yeah, there is a problem there, babe. This does not pertain to getting inspo from people on social media or seeing a popular influencer wear something and you're like, oh, I really like this, so I'm gonna buy it because I really like it. If you're buying something purely based on the fact that a popular influencer is wearing it and not because you actually like it, then that is stupid. And some people will listen to the sentence I just said and get really upset about it. But what I'm encouraging people to do is just literally be themselves. That item, piece of clothing, or pair of shoes are just gonna end up in the never-ending pile at the local thrift, or even the more never-ending pile at the landfills. Buying something because you like it and want it is completely different to purchasing the 1,000th item of this month that you don't need and don't even like because Morgan Stewart is wearing it, hence it's gonna trend? Checkered print anything, not even a couple of months ago, was being called outdated. Chuggy. I hate that word. But what if we collectively came to an agreement that these things are practical because they're timeless? The practicality of fashion, style, and aesthetics. I mainly wear black every single day. Don't even care if it's a scorcher because it is my style. It will forever be timeless because it's not a cheaply printed shirt from Shein that would disintegrate in my washing machine after a night out. You're sounding a little bit harsh, Caitlin. Well, no, practicality has absolutely nothing to do with the style, design, or even print of a clothing item, but everything else. The materials it's made with, how durable are those materials? Is this something that I actually like? Hold on a sec. These actually stink, and I tried to wash them the other day before I did this video, but these are my oldest pair of shoes since I started to stop growing in high school, meaning my feet were going to be the same size pretty much forever. The point of this is to be more conscious and anti-trend when purchasing something like a pair of shoes, like a top, like a pair of pants. You don't need to listen to TikTok on what's the coolest shoes this week because so-and-so are wearing them. You really just need to find something that you like, that you mess with, even if they are of cheap material. People have to understand that quality is not accessible for everybody, but the mass consumerism is something that is being promoted like crazy at the moment because microtrends feed into that, consuming so much to the point where you have basically an entirely new closet each and every single month. I mean, just look at the uptick of what we are buying when it comes to clothing at the moment. It's crazy, but it's really not surprising given the stigmas around the fact that you can't repeat an outfit. I don't know who made up that rule, but whoever did doesn't deserve a bumhole. For decades, it's basically been drilled into us that it is an embarrassment to step foot outside of the house in something that you wore last week, except don't we wash clothes? I mean, to all of the non-washing of clothes people out there, love ya. What happens when the thing or the skirt or the top that you really like is being sharted on all over the For You page? Ugh, just these bunny hats, man. It's so fake alt 2020 TikTok alt style alt. I saw somebody in the angel printed mesh t-shirts from 2019. Not everyone is confident in themselves and can really express what they like, be it because of money, inaccessibility, insecurities, low self-esteem. The 2020 alt trend, bunny hats, a pair of demonias I own, and corset belts are among some of the things that get put down on the app by self-righteous idiots who think that what they're wearing is any better. I think that people forget that they are allowed to dislike something. Furthermore, even hate it, but constantly going on rampages about how ugly and disgusting people used to look in 2020, when in all actuality, it was just people exploring themselves, mostly teenagers, trying to discover where exactly do they fit in life, trying to discover where they fit in inside of the alternative community. Some people found out that it was just a phase, and then some people found out, hey, this is actually who the I am. And look, if that was by wearing a bunny hat with knee-high striped socks, who the is anyone to judge? But because of the hate a lot of these items got, they are constantly being found in thrifts. Now, is that inherently a bad thing? Maybe not. Maybe it's because people genuinely grew out of them, or maybe it's because people are so hyper aware about what others could possibly be thinking about the outfit they're wearing, so in turn they don't actually wear what they like because the fears and the anxieties of being judged and ridiculed over wearing something that they like takes over. And again, some people forget that social media isn't real life. Nobody genuinely cares that you're wearing a bunny hat. Nobody gives a damn if you're wearing knee-high striped socks. And if people do genuinely care about what you're wearing, that is like a different level of embarrassing.
Okay, last weekend I had this realization that it does not matter what I wear when I go out. Like, no one's looking at me in a packed bar and is like, oh no, she's not in a cool thrifted outfit today, I hate her. So, I'm gonna start wearing all the like out of trend, ugly stuff I have that's just been sitting in my closet because I really need to stop shopping. So, today we have this Princess Polly top that doesn't even fit my boobs and was like really cool maybe 3 years ago. Then these Meow jeans that I spent so much money on and literally never wear.
You're right. Nobody is looking at you thinking, why is she not in Tomato Girl Sunset Strawberry Girl Core? They're wondering, where is that belt from? They're thinking, dang, she looks pretty. Probably because I thought both of those things. But again, because we're all collectively social media pilled, this is what we're succumbing towards. Not wearing things for ourselves. Not buying things because we genuinely like them, but buying it we don't like in order to fit in. I'm jealous as of those jeans. And in fact, I want that top but in black or maybe a dark red or royal purple. I'm not fussy. Now, while we all have a different perspective on fashion and what we would consider out of trend. Hell, I even wore a choker I got in 2015 through to December last year because it was giving me a rash. So you know what I did? I bought a new one. And for so many years, even on social media, people would tell me that 2014 Tumblr called and they want their choker back. Or how that choker was cool in the 90s, but if I think it's cool now, I'm weird for that. And I'm thinking, you're weird for trying to tell me what I should and shouldn't find cool. I don't find your face cool. Off. Social media brain-rotted individuals believe a pair of jeans and a pretty basic white top is genuinely out of trend. And that's exactly what contributes to microtrends being busted out of TikTok's OC like there is no tomorrow. The hate these certain clothing pieces get is completely misplaced, further straying people away from trying to embrace their own style. Yeah, we don't like fast fashion and the fact that people get exploited in the process of it. The fact it contributes to landfill. The fact that whenever you walk into any thrift at the moment, it isn't filled with quality pieces anymore. People aren't buying that anymore. They can't really afford to. And to be quite honest, people are going to want to go for the cheaper thing rather than the more expensive thing. So we're not seeing them in thrifts anymore. It's mostly just Shein and AliExpress garbage that most of the time your average person going thrifting isn't buying a Shein piece because it feels like a bathing suit. But the subtle yet loud discouraging of people wearing clothes they bought during a trend will only further encourage those people to do 1. Never touch those clothes again in fear of being ridiculed or mocked. 2. Donate them to an overflowing thrift. 3. Just chucking them in the bin because it's no biggie. So maybe think twice before making somebody feel like shit because they're wearing a bunny hat or because they're wearing an angel mesh top. What matters is those people are still rocking those clothes many years later. Just because they're not trendy anymore doesn't mean that they're absolutely meaningless. And just because you don't like them doesn't mean that other people don't. Speaking of trendy, we have a growing problem here. Aestheticizing everything to the point of completely on the face of counterculture. Goth, Gyaru, both subcultures being completely clean girlified for some reason, which doesn't make sense because to a degree these aren't fashion styles. They are subcultures with years of history backed up behind them. Turning them into little micro trends that encourage people to purchase a whole new wardrobe because this is what's cool now, this is what's in now, is low-key, I would say, a little dangerous for these subcultures because then what exactly is the point of them? Never put yourself in one box, but the people who identify with certain subcultures tend to live these lifestyles and not just play dress up for a month to then purge their entire wardrobe and find the next micro trend to latch onto. The problem isn't exploring fashion and seeing what fits for you. People are so diverse. There are many different stages and phases in life that people go through. I know it's crazy. Some people don't just come out of the womb and fortunately know exactly who the they are. The problem is going through trends only to shame people for wearing the things you wore 17 trends back. The problem is throwing out perfectly okay clothing that still fits, is still great, only just because you're not seeing anyone wear them on TikTok anymore.
My biggest trend prediction for 2024 is not a full-blown 2010s revival, but instead a period of recession-core corporate pieces that have a touch of 90s grunge. Think black, gray, brown, elevated basics, and expensive, quote, quiet luxury fabrics with bayonetta glasses and a ton of kitten heels with trousers. And I'm gonna put my justification for this prediction in the caption below, but I think some brands that are doing this really well right now are House of Sunny, Laura Patharis, St. Agnes Studio, House's Studio, The Manai, Gil, and Paloma Wolf.
Recession core is a crazy thing to say. What the fuck? And even more so, these kinds of micro trends like recession core only apply to the rich. All of what you see here isn't Walmart clothing, not even a single Kmart piece in sight. How exactly could it be recession core when you bought a $1,500 coat, or you spent $350 on a plain black shirt that you could find at Target for $5? Recession core is not being able to afford new clothes, let alone clothes at all. That's completely out of the window. Only just being able to afford things like food, rent. But hey, at least with recession core, it's quite timeless. But this is why I think those some micro trends are just straight up bullshit. Because yes, while they're fun to participate in every once in a while, it's pointless if it's only going to be for a TikTok or an Instagram photo, because then it's not even sustainable for you. So with all of that being said, everybody, thank you so much for your time today. I really hope that if anything you take away from any of my videos or whatever the fuck I say, it's just to be yourself. As corny and as cliche it is, it genuinely is the truth. You are worth so much more than these micro trends that are just being pumped out for the sake of promoting mass consumerism and mass consumption. These micro trends don't even have your best interests at heart. Thank you for your stay at Yappersville today. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, and most of all, love your fucking selves.